तरह के सारे बिजनेस एडवाइजरी स्ट्रेटेजीज और इस सब में मैम ने बहुत समय से और बहुत सारा काम किया। एंड इसके अलावा एक्स PWC, एक्स VC एंड ऑल्सो चार्टर्ड। ठीक है, तो बहुत सारी चीजें आज के वेबिनार में आपको सीखने को मिलने वाली है मैम से। एंड मैं खुद भी वेट कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि मेरे को भी बहुत सारा ज्ञान इसमें मिलने वाला है। तो पूरे वेबिनार के अंदर अभी तक के जितने वेबिनार हुए मैंने पूरे अटेंड किए हैं, और मैं इसका बहुत पर्सनली भी वेट कर रहा था कि कुछ नई चीजें जो अभी तक मुझे नहीं आती वो भी सीखने को मिलेगी। तो वेलकम मैम, थैंक यू सो मच सर, एंड आप सभी का वेलकम।
Thank you so much, Saurav, for the kind words, rather quite exaggerated words, I should say. Thanks for providing me this opportunity. It is a complete honor for me. And thank you, sir, Sathak sir, and Naveen sir. You've called me for this speaker session. You have for everybody, for their general information, Sathak sir has been, and Naveen sir, both of them have been my teachers, my gurus, and happy Guru Purnima sir, belated. Abhi abhi gayi hai. And
thank you so much.
Yeah.
चलो तो हमको तो फास्ट पे फंडिंग मिल जाएगी इसका मतलब।
सर आपको जरूरत क्या है फास्ट पे फंडिंग की?
We'll come to that later.
Yes, definitely. That should be a talk saved for the later hours. So yes, without wasting any time, I rather speak less about me and more on the ecosystem. That's what I like to do. So bilkul chota sa introduction. As he's already said, I completed chartered accountancy in 2017, and then after that, like every other person, I went for PwC Hyderabad. Big Four ka bas tha hi hai, hamesha raha hai. So yes, I was into systems and process assurance and risk advisory there. Uske baad kick nahi mila, to छोड़ा, and then I came to my own. I joined my own family business. उसके पीछे दो reasons थे. एक तो जॉब से बोर हो गई थी और दूसरा शादी हो गई थी. So I had to come back, and thereafter I joined my own family business, HVAC consultancy and contractorship का business है. Into pharmaceutical companies we run our sites. So that was something that I did. Again, bore hui, kick nahi mila, because I did not have such a very huge value add into the company. It was very technical, a business, and being a chartered, it was like I was not feeling that I'm giving some value add to the company. So I again searched कि कुछ करते हैं यार, कुछ इसके अलावा करते हैं. And thereafter, I landed up into VC space to cut short the journey. And finally, I saw my sweet spot. I saw my skill sets getting matched to something that I was exposed to then. And likewise, my VC journey started. It started with me being the vice president of VC. That was very new. It was itself a startup. It was itself a new business. And Indore mein us samay bahut immature tha. I'm talking about an era back of 2021. It's not that old, but it's still old for me. And us samay it was very immature. The market is still immature. It's still growing in Indore, in a tier 2, tier 3 city like us. Startup abhi bhi buzz hai, aur startups abhi bhi ek era hai which is felt and which is believed as a bubble, inflated always. But it has been a great journey, and without wasting any time, I would love to start with that. 3 years down the line in this beautiful ecosystem, I would say, rather capturing and captivating ecosystem. And yes, startup as a journey, and fundraising as a journey, devours you completely. So to the people who have just been qualified as chartered accountants, I would like to say first of all, you've cleared CA very recently and the results are out. And what are you doing in a night session over here? Like, you should go have do India Brahman and world tours if you can afford. यहाँ पे 8:30 बजे का एक class क्यों ले रहे हो यार? So now, if you've already landed up into this, session, I would not waste your time about, telling about myself. But I would like to start with some basic things. Now, I know that you might be, saying that CA है और startup की फील्ड में काम कर रही है, fundraising कर रही है, तो ये ज्ञान तो अपने को startup का ही देगी, बोलेगी business करो, job छोड़ो, and don't go for that, go for entrepreneurship and stuff like that. But I would rather I have another thought process for newly qualifieds. I feel ke abhi is the time that you have right now is for exploring opportunities that you have, right? I'm not against jobs, because then you would feel that I'm being hypocritic, as I myself did job for 6 years, for 6 long years. So I would not suggest you कि job छोड़ के startup चालू करो या entrepreneurship में delve करो या फिर join your family business or do practice, CA practice. That's definitely a better thing to do. But then currently at this point of time, when you have opportunities, you have several avenues to put your potential, your efforts to. So at this point of time, it's your time to explore opportunities. Job bhi kar rahe ho, go for jobs, go for corporate jobs. But remember one thing, rather 5 things I would say that I have in mind that you should, follow. This is not to make you entrepreneurs, but this is to um guide you or direct you towards thinking or having or developing a thought process towards entrepreneurship, right? So 5-6 points that I have in mind to address you with is: first thing, wherever you go, uh, whatever space you choose as the starting of your career, just keep in mind that even if you're doing a 9 to 5 job or a practice, or you're joining your father's business or family business, or you're starting something new, just keep this thing in mind that you need to have, first thing, you need to be vigilant, and you need to have a very keen observation potential, observation power. Kahin bhi ja rahe ho, even if you're doing a 9 to 5 job, like I did, like every other chartered account, 90% of chartered accountants do. सोचते हैं कि यार 1-2 साल 2-3 साल जॉब करेंगे, फिर उसके बाद अपने घर जाके, अपने शहर जाके विल डू प्रैक्टिस, ठीक है? उसके लिए भी just first thing that you need to do is open up your mind and be really observant. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So be really observant and vigilant across for whatever is happening across in your job, across in your daily life, across in the society, in the space where you're working, in various industries. And trust me, we chartered accountants are more equipped more equipped and more ready to have better observation skills than anybody in the industry, anybody across industries. We talk about IITs and IIM grads. We talk about other professions, but at the age that we have got exposure to businesses, to problem statements, to case studies, at the age that we have got these exposures, nobody else across the industries have got. Nobody else. डॉक्टर भी MBBS करके उसका internship चालू करता है. IITs and IIMs also do internships after they clear the exams, and we get the chance and opportunity to work with the real life problems, in the real life scenarios at the time of articleships. And this is only for the people who have done articleship seriously. This is not for people who have done these. Okay, so yes, so exposure बहुत जल्दी मिला है हमें, and that's why the amount of exposure and the amount of the amount of what do we call connection that we have made with businesses and industry, nobody has made. And that's why we have the highest potential of doing these observations, having these keen observations across. So even if you're working, and even if you're simply a corporate mein, even if you're making a evaluation sheet or an audit report, whatever it is, even if you're doing a clerical work there, have this potential of observing things going around. Okay, this will help you and identifying the problems that are existing across in the ecosystem, right? So the second thing that comes is identifying the gaps and identifying the problems that are going across. So when you observe things, when you're open to observing things, That leads to another thing, which is identifying what is going wrong and how can you do it right. Right. So the first thing that comes into your mind is कि यार कुछ गलत हो रहा है तो क्यों हो रहा है, and that happens only when you observe very keenly. Right. When you are going, even for an even if you are going for a tax engagement or an audit engagement, what do you first see, or what do you observe? It is not just related, or it is not confined to making an audit report, giving out the observations of the financial into the books of accounts. It's not just limited to that. When you're put to an audit engagement or a tax engagement to a particular business, you ought to see what is happening in the operations, what is happening in the other LOS of the businesses, right? What is how many verticals are there? What is the product? What is the service? All these things you need to keep in mind. You need to observe these things. मेरा छोटा सा एग्जांपल देती हूँ. When I was working with PwC, I was engaged with Taj group of hotels. So for 2 months I was put in Taj, 1 month in Taj Chandigarh, 1 month in Taj Santa Cruz. So I was just supposed to do the internal audit, the financial advisory over there. Okay, I was just supposed to look at the books of accounts. But what makes me a keen observer is how do I evaluate their operations. क्या चल रहा है हाउसकीपिंग में, क्या चल रहा है फ्रंट ऑफिस पे. गो सी, ऑब्जर्व दीज थिंग्स. एक इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोजेक्ट मिला है आपको wherein some manufacturing is happening. What do you notice? You just don't know. You just don't see their accounts and their books, but you also notice how is the manufacturing happening, what is the process, right? And from there you get your problem statement as well as your solutions. किस पे काम करना है, क्या प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है इन द सोसाइटी दैट वी कैन वर्क ऑन एंड वी कैन फाइंड द सोल्यूशन टू. सो थर्ड चीज जो आती है वो इसी पर ही प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग एटीट्यूड की आती है. एक बार हमने प्रॉब्लम एनालाइज किया, क्रिटिकल प्रॉब्लम है, समझा, उसकी क्रिटिकलिटी समझी, उसकी स्केल समझी, दैट इट कैन बी स्केल्ड और नॉट, इट इज क्रिटिकल टू द सोसाइटी और टू द इकोसिस्टम और नॉट. उसके बाद आता है हमारा problem solving attitude, that yes, now we have identified that problem and hence we would want to solve, we need to find a solution for this. Trust me, ये चीजें आपको बहुत अच्छा entrepreneur नहीं बनाएगी. आप एक ये नहीं मैं बोलूंगी कि you can build up a successful startup on this, but it will incline your thought process towards starting something new or starting something of your own. Because trust me, get this line very straight in your head. Start your career with anything you like, either job, practice, business, anything, but don't retire with a job. Don't retire with working for somebody else. You need to acquire skills. You need to acquire experience and knowledge. For that, yes, there is corporate experience, corporate career. There are businesses, there are startups, but then at the end of it, you have to create something. You have to create a product or a service or whatever you feel like, but you have to be creators at the end, right? Because that's where sustenance comes. That's where scalability comes, right? So these are the things. Problem solving attitude है. उसके बाद एक open mind attitude होना बहुत जरूरी है. Broad mindedness होनी बहुत जरूरी है. Don't feel कि यार CA हूँ, I am a chartered accountant, I can do only audit, only tax, only finance. There is nothing in the world other than that I can do. This attitude will always restrict your growth and your possibility to touch other things, other aspects of life, right? Today, if an engineer can understand thermodynamics, you can also do. Trust me, our brains are capable of receiving a lot of information. The quantum of information that your brain can receive is unimaginable. Okay, it's incredible. So do not judge the capability of your brain to accept and receive information. Definitely, your knowledge and your experience, your studies, theoretical studies will help decipher that information better if you belong to that field, like engineers do, or expert matters in that field do. But your brains can receive information very well, and if needed, it can also, by somebody else's help and assistance, understand the information. So always keep your mind open to possibilities and to other subject matters as well. So that's when you are aligned to becoming an entrepreneur or a business owner, because an entrepreneur is not just restricted to one field, but it has to open its avenues, its possibilities to a lot of areas and a lot of dimensions, I should say, in a lot of dimensions. So ability to grasp and willingness to grasp is very important, and an open mind is very important towards other different possibilities. So that's the another thing that I wanted to highlight here, that everything and anything you can grasp, you just have to will for it, right? And the another thing that I wanted to bring to your notice is that after, when you have a problem statement and you decide to find a solution for it, you have the attitude of problem solving, then what? So yes, definitely फिर उसके बाद हमारे BS के fund है, those who hail from a commerce background, कि once you have an idea, you have to plan for it, then you have to build a team, and then you have to aggregate resources and execute the plans, manage it. You have to have the capability of sustaining yourself in the hard times, which is also a very important quality of and an necessary characteristic of an entrepreneur. And in the hard times, sailing in the hard times, and also having willingness of growth and scalability. बहुत सी ऐसे mentality होती है लोगों की कि we are satisfied, we are complacent, and we don't want to scale. So that's also bad for a person who wish to become an entrepreneur, because you have to be greedy, you have to be ambitious, and that will lead that will lead to your scalability. Of course, you don't have to be very greedy, because there has to be a stop to ambitions also. But entrepreneur is always categorized as an ambitious person. And till the time you don't have that greed, you will sustain, you will have profits, but that will only suffice your requirements. That will not make you the owner of $1 billion idea or $1 billion startup. So that's very important. And I would say ki, this is the age, this is the time that you explore different avenues, different concepts. You see kahan pe hum logon ko ek opportunity dikh rahi hai. You should always have the quest of looking for that opportunity jahan pe aap bank kar sakte ho, jahan pe aap kuch product build kar sakte ho. So yes, quest for the opportunity is also very important. It is not necessarily problem based, but it can also be demand based. It can be opportunity based. कि हाँ, इस चीज की opportunity. Dream 11 was not, it did not come out of some problem that was existing in the market. Dream 11 came out of popular demand that was there in the market, right, for online fantasy sports. So this is the way that you can scout for or you can just get aligned towards entrepreneurship. While in jobs also, while in being in that line also, just observe small processes that are happening in and around you. Think how can the processes be optimized, any process improvement, or any sort of optimization, streamlining, or any sort of value add that can be given from your end, that creates that distinguishes you from an average job seeker or a job person and an entrepreneur. So yeah, so these were the basic skills. Now I would also like to highlight, this is about starting up your own thing. Take time, I would say, take time, 3-4 years, 4-5 years down the line. Understand, जरूरी भी नहीं है, हरी नहीं करना है कि यार प्रॉब्लम नहीं मिल रहा है, प्रॉब्लम बना रहे हैं, प्रॉब्लम मिल नहीं रहा है तो बना देते हैं और स्टार्टअप चालू कर देते हैं. नहीं, 60 to 70% of startups, trust me, I go through almost 35 to 40 odd startups in 1 week in assessments. 65% of startups we only reject because of wrong or non-critical problem statements. Problem bana di gayi, problem nahi thi, problem bana di gayi just because the person wants to start a startup. Nahi. It has to be a long-driven, deliberated, well-deliberated process, and it has to be. It does not emerge like in one go, overnight. It does not happen like that. It takes its own time. So give its own time. Give it its own time. Gestation period हमेशा long होता है of a good idea. So if you want to come with a good idea, give it time. Let it mature in your brain, and then come up with a solution for that problem. So that's how it goes. Another aspect of this is, if startups is something that fascinates you, you have those capabilities, that you have that instinct of delving deep, observing it, having a problem solving attitude and all. So this is the one thing that you can have. And the other opportunity in this field is, which is a very huge opportunity, and trust me, I think chartered accountants are the most equipped people for this opportunity, this stream of career, which is investment banking and fundraising for startups. So basically, when you choose your domain as finance, what do? What do you choose? You choose financing, debt financing majorly, because debt financing ही होता है जो interns को दिया जाता है majorly. Equity financing में नहीं होते हैं इतने roles, and equity is something which is considered to be high profile and for mature people. But I would say, still in this ecosystem, there's a problem that IITs and IIM grads are considered to be more eligible towards for investment banking roles, for fund manager roles, for fund management. But I would say I rather have a contradictory viewpoint. Why? Because I think कि जितना exposure हमको मिला है, again I'm repeating, जितना exposure हमको मिला है, जितना exposure chartered को मिला है, and trust me, if you're a chartered, you're qualified, it's not just because of hard work. It's also because of your IQ, right? You also have a basic level of IQ, which makes you a chartered. It's not just hard work. So, इस level पे, you are qualified. Chartered accountants are qualified to enter into these roles because, again, you've got that analytical skills, you've got that observation skills, you've got those assessment powers that maybe is better than any IIT and IIM grad. But still, in this ecosystem, we lack chartered accountants. Not good chartered accountants, but chartered accountants. So I would say that if you get opportunities in this field, do not miss it, because trust me, this is this stream, this domain is, at the first place I said it's very captivating, capturing. It will devour you. It will not let you go once you enter into it. Just 3 months, 4 months of exposure will make you understand it, will make you feel that yes, you're made for it. And if you have skills like good negotiation power, if you think that you are good at talking about, discussing about, and negotiating about things, this is a stream for you. If you have good analytical skills, assessment skills, wherein you have an eye for business, for scalability, for growth, and you can understand very well that ये particular ये जो धंधा है ये चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा, from a common sense point of view, from a common man point of view, कि ये धंधा चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा. If you have these skills, obviously there are technical things involved in it, and I'm not going to bore you with this with the jargon today, because it's kind of not relevant for you right now. When you come into the domain, it will be more relevant, and I'm going to talk about those terms to you then by then. But trust me, it is not relevant for you right now. So today, if you understand yourself in that, and you see yourself in that space wherein you can assess businesses, and you have either had courses, there are a lot of courses available today, business analytics ho gaya hai, and you have interest in this stream, in this field of investment banking, Third thing is, first is negotiation skills, second is analytical and assessment skills. Then the third is presentation and good communication. You think that you are the person who can very confidently, present yourself, correlate your clients to, or connect your clients to the funds, to fund houses, family offices, win their trust. So, winning a trust is also important into this. So if you think by your presentation, communication, and negotiation skills, you can do so, then and if you have that instinct, you are most welcome. And you should always try to end up into this space. M&A and TA, these are two streams which are very similar and which can lead you to investment banking. The first is mergers and acquisitions and transaction advisory. So these streams are always considered to be creams of your career choices. And trust me, हमेशा बहुत hyped up होता है और सिर्फ rankers को मिलती है, generally rankers को और first attempters को मिलती है. So yes, at our point, at our times, and I guess in every for every batch, these skills, these streams are hyped up, and these streams are considered to be good. So there's a reason to it, because this involves critical thinking, this involves observation, this involves brains. And so that's why these streams are considered to be creams of the other streams that are available. So if at all you have interest and inclination towards funding startup ecosystem, then try to penetrate this ecosystem. Even if you're penetrating at analyst level, at an intern level, trust me, एक intern भी बहुत सीख के निकलता है. The interns and analysts that were under me when I was the VP in Ivy League Ventures, they are placed very well today in the other funds, in the bigger funds. So trust me, even if you're joining as an intern, you get to learn a lot. You get to have the exposure of the ecosystem. Even if you're getting a very mild role and a very entry level role, take it, and that will only build up your resume. I'm not even concerned about the resume. Don't be concerned about the resume, but your overall portfolio, your overall personality, your overall skills. So that's very important. The other thing I just wanted to highlight is that at this stage, you don't have to be like very particular on like what should be the the line, or what should be. So I said that ठीक है, investment banking में अगर आपको आना है तो आपको ये वाली lines लेनी है. But even if you're there in the other domains, don't think, and trust me, your domain will just build up your portfolio, but you can always have transitions. So smart is a person who knows how to pivot, right? So even if you're getting a stream, so you want an organization, even in the corporate career, you want an organization, and you think that your career, your long-term career goals are aligning to that organization or that particular this thing, a company or firm. Trust me, get into any role and have an entry. Cross LOS movement migration is very easy, possible. And always try to see what are you and what do you want to become 5 to 10 years down the line, rather than just thinking about your short-term goal ki yaar paisa kitna aa raha hai. I understand ki everybody doesn't hail to a very financially stable background, and bread and butter is the first necessity and a priority in life. But always see, after your basics are handled, try to see what you can do and what you can do with your profile and your work in the foreseeable future, and not just in 2 to 3 years down the line. So that's one thing. And the other thing I would want to say is always have this plan of building a very small an initial corpus in your life. Corpus means the capital that you have, apart from the spends that you're doing, right? So even if you're starting the career, with job, practice, business, whatever it is, try in your initial stages to become economically stable, so that 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, you do not have this headache, or you don't have this burden on your head that I can't do it because I have to earn for my living, right? So have a little corpus. This is very important at early stages of your life. Save, try to have this mentality of saving, because as I said, when you have a good corpus and you have saved something for yourself, this will help you, penetrate in another segment, another stage of life, which is just meant for you, where you are doing the thing that you want to do, right? If you don't have that corpus, you don't have that flexibility, you don't have the risk taking appetite. Then if you have that corpus, you can take risks. You can say कि यार बना लिया अब मेरे लिए, अब 1-2 साल के लिए गलतियां भी कर सकता हूँ, right? I can do things right or wrong as per I wish. I can build up thing, or I can make it zero. I can build up great things, or I'll make it zero. So इस चीज के लिए get ready in your initial 3, 4, 5 years and have that corpus with you. इसके लिए आपको कुछ भी करना पड़े, 9 to 5 जॉब करना पड़े, कुछ भी करना पड़े, and that is also not a wastage of time. It will give you time to think. Also simultaneously, now it's a smart generation, I say. It's a very smart generation. You guys are Gen Zs. You are born smart. ठीक है, we acquired smartness. You are born smart. Smart generation means simultaneously you can do many things. You can do multiple things at the same time. Now definitely faculties say कि यार CA पे concentrate करो भाई, please CA पे concentrate करो, साथ में चीजें मत करो. But यार मैंने ये generation देखी है, this generation is crazy. While people were working under me, your generation was working under me, I saw them doing multiple things together. I saw them एक तरफ यार कोर्स कर रहे हैं CA का, और दूसरी तरफ दूसरा कोर्स कर रहे हैं कोर्सेरा पे, और पता नहीं क्या क्या कर रहे हैं, और मेरा काम भी कर रहे हैं, एंड दे आर आल्सो इवैल्यूएटिंग स्टार्टअप्स. देयर आल्सो, so multiple things can be done. I don't say that if you don't have the capability, do it. Obviously the priority and the focus should be your work, but when you are coming, एक stage आपकी खत्म हो चुकी है, आपने CA निकाल लिया ना, आपने बहुत बड़ा काम कर लिया ऑलरेडी, ठीक है. I don't say कि when you're a CA student you should do multiple things, but now you're qualified, right, with your work. Because trust me, एक बार पढ़ाई खत्म होती है ना, काम आसान होता है. If I come from PwC, I have seen the stress moments also in my life, but then I also know that simultaneously with work you can upscale and upgrade yourself with different sort of skills, right? So as I said in the beginning, don't limit yourselves and limit your possibilities to just what you're doing. वो घोड़े की नाल लगा के नहीं रहना है, ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम रखना है. अगर आपको लगता है कि यार मुझे आगे बढ़कर मेरे को इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग करनी है, या मेरे को कुछ भी करना है, जैसे मुझे टैक्स में ही करना है, तो स्टडी अबाउट इट, गेट डीपर इनटू इट. ऑलवेज ट्राई टू अपस्केल. Acquire the skills that you require simultaneously with your work. क्योंकि honestly कोई भी काम in the industry also, in the practice also, इतना rigid नहीं होता है that you can't do things simultaneously. So I would say कि start upscaling yourself. Smart generation हो, बहुत सारी चीजें साथ में कर सकते हो. So try to do that. We have not done it and we are still regretting, because I am by nature aggressive. And I feel that yes, अगर कर सकते हो तो why not do it. बहुत light, 1-2 घंटे, 2-3 घंटे, but not more than that. But try to upscale yourself all the time. Not very hard bound courses, but with light courses. So that will help you prepare for something that you would want to do after your typical job, or your typical work that you are doing, which doesn't interest you, or which even if it interests you, you want to do something more than that and not just this. So so that was the main thing. And then the other aspects that I would want to talk about is कि जैसे ही एक स्टार्टअप आप चालू करते हो या एक आइडिया आपको आता है, सो व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट थिंग दैट यू डू? आपको आइडियाज बहुत आएंगे अभी, ठीक है? सो फर्स्ट थिंग, आपको कंसोलिडेट करना है उन आइडियाज को, राइट? यू हैव टू कम विथ द बेस्ट पॉसिबल थिंग. यू हैव टू सी कि यार प्रॉब्लम भी है कि नहीं, और इसका सोल्यूशन इसके साथ सही बैठ रहा है कि नहीं, ठीक है? देन फाउंडर मार्केट फिट और फाउंडर प्रोडक्ट फिट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ठीक है? मतलब आपके पास या तो वो स्किल हो, या फिर यू फाइंड अ को फाउंडर टुगेदर. जनरली ऐसा होता है कि यू आर चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स, राइट? यू हैव अ फाइनेंशियल एंगल, अ स्ट्रॉन्ग फाइनेंशियल एंगल ऑलवेज विथ यू, विद इन योर सेल्फ, राइट? नाउ व्हाट यू नीड इज द बिल्डर, right? You have an idea, you've got a solution. Problem statement is solution hai. But now you have to find the right skills to facilitate that idea and to get the idea executed. So you need to find the right set of people with you. So good partnerships, associations, mentorship, good advisory is very important at the early stage when you start with your idea or when you start building your idea. Trust me, we are not creators, right? We have to accept it. That's the reality. We can have ideas, we can generate ideas, we can find solutions to problems, but then we need a person, a tech person, a techie to build it for us. Now you will say कि यार बहुत सारे धंधे होते हैं जो विदाउट टेक भी बन जाते हैं. प्लीज, आज के टाइम में सर्विस बेस्ड होते हैं, कुछ ट्रेडिशनल भी होते हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो विदाउट टेक भी होती है. बट देन द बेसिक क्रक्स लाइन इज, you can generate business without tech, you can sustain it, but you cannot scale it. You cannot scale it beyond certain level without tech. So that's the reality, that's the brutal reality of today's scenario, today's system. So try to have synergies, good synergies with you, which will help you scale it, which will help you first develop it and then grow it and scale it and then scale it. So that's very important when you go and you try to build an idea. Mentorship is very important. Good advisors is very important. Don't try to do everything yourself. No, you cannot, because one person cannot be good or perfect at everything. And it's a reality which is known to everybody, right? We need skill sets. We need good advisors. We need subject matter experts, which are required for every business, right? And I don't say कि startup ही चालू करना है. नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि startup. Many people over here might be having family businesses, right? They might be having, first level, second level entrepreneurs already. First generation, second generation entrepreneurs already. So अगर आप अपने family business में या traditional business में भी, if you are participating, if you're joining it, try to build in something new, some value add which you can give it from your end, right? आज 5 करोड़ का या 10 करोड़ का धंधा है मेरा, मुझे उसको 100 करोड़ का बनाने का सोचना है. That's where you will become an entrepreneur. Otherwise, you're just a businessman, right? You are just a businessman who is taking care, or who has become a caretaker of father's business or grandfather's business, right? So you can become a businessman, a successful businessman. There is no denial about it, right? But to become an entrepreneur, you will have to think beyond, right? You have to think कि यार इसमें क्या integration करूं कि मेरा scale हो, कुछ process improvement हो, optimization हो, कुछ streamline हो, reducing cost, reducing efforts, increasing output, decreasing the inputs, something which can make it better, which can have any sort of process improvement. It can be a vertical or a forward or a backward integration. It can be a vertical diversification. We've all, learned this in our this thing, SFMs and all. कि कैसे मॉडल्स, बिजनेस मॉडल्स को एक्सपैंड किया जाए, कैसे एक्सपेंशंस हो सकते हैं, क्या क्या पॉसिबिलिटीज हो सकती हैं. सो ट्राई टू हैव दैट एंटरप्रेन्योरियल माइंडसेट इन एवरीथिंग यू डू. आज अगर मैंने, आई हैव ऑलरेडी कोटेड दिस एग्जांपल एंड I'll कोट इट अगेन, कि अगर मैं एक डॉक्यूमेंट भी बना रही हूँ sitting in a PwC or a Deloitte, I have to see यार कि ये डॉक्यूमेंट में बना रही हूँ, उसका क्या पर्पस है, इसका क्या यूटिलिटी है, इसको कैसे बेटर कर सकते हैं, कैसे प्रोसेस में इंप्रूवमेंट लाया जा सकता है. SOPs हैं ऑलरेडी कॉर्पोरेट्स के, Can't you make it better? Can't you see, can't you have a critical observation on this कि यार ये जो बना रहे हैं वो सही नहीं है, या ये इसको और इससे better कर सकते हैं, या इसको खत्म कर सकते हैं क्योंकि ये required ही नहीं है. This documentation is not at all required, it is obsolete. Why are you still having it? I had this confrontation with my partner and I said कि ये document required नहीं, इसको हटाओ. And he said कि नहीं यार red tapeism है, follow करना पड़ता है, obsolete हो गया हमें पता है, लेकिन follow करना पड़ता है. So this is the sort of mentality and this is the sort of thinking process, thought process you need to develop in you. Question it, question, deliver upon it, observe it, deliver upon it, and then question it. Question करने के बाद भी try to take action upon it. That's where you acquire that thought process of being an entrepreneur, right? So वो चीज बहुत important है. And on the other hand, I also wanted to cover this angle that if we have, so there are in this ecosystem now, there are no, so this ecosystem is growing, right? The startup ecosystem is growing. आप लोग सब Shark Tank देखते हो, I assume देखते हो, या कभी ना कभी देखा होगा, कुछ episodes देखे होंगे. So I assume that you are partially acquainted with this ecosystem, right? You are very feebly, or I should say superficially acquainted with this ecosystem. You understand that now India has become the third largest ecosystem, startup ecosystem. And still we are, behind US and China, because their person doesn't think it from, just doing the task point of view. They think of creating new ideas and generating new ideas in whatever positions they are. वहां पे expect नहीं किया जाता कि एक associate level और एक entry level सोच नहीं सकता. Everybody has a decision making power, right? And here also in our country we need to inculcate this, thought process कि एक entry level बंदा भी, एक junior level पे भी हम decision making का power रखते हैं. We have this power of understanding, observing, giving the solutions to a problem, problem solving attitude, problem solving capability हम भी रखते हैं at entry level also. We are not expecting कि सिर्फ board of directors ही decision लेंगे, नहीं. We think from a point of view of an associate or a consultant कि ये भी कुछ value add दे सकता है. So when this thing comes in the ecosystem, no, everybody can become an entrepreneur. You don't have to wait for the graying of your hair or wrinkling of your skin to start up a business or to start up a startup. Nahin. Now I don't have the stats, but majority, or I should say majority, or at least 50% of startups are coming from very young entrepreneurs, very, very young entrepreneurs. Below 30, I have entrepreneurs, I have seen founders which are even younger to me. So at the age of 20, at the age of 21, 22, people are thinking of ideas and people are executing it. Definitely there's a team to support. There are advisors which are technical experts, subject matter experts to support and to become backbone of the startup, definitely. But initiation is the key, right? Or start kabhi bhi kar sakte ho. So there is no age, there is no limit, there is no restriction on when you start. There is also no pressure to start it early. जब idea है तब start करो. मुझे 60 की उम्र में आइडिया आएगा, मैं 60 की उम्र में स्टार्ट करूंगी. There are also entrepreneurs which are in the second innings of their lives. They are playing second innings of their lives and they are now thinking of ideas. 25 साल को नौकरी कर ली, जॉब कर लिया मैडम, खूब पैसा बना लिया, अब अपना चालू कर रहे हैं. अब आइडिया है हमको और एक्सपीरियंस भी है, अब चालू करेंगे. So there is no limit, there is no age, there is no restriction. Plus, on the top it, currently we are in this era wherein awareness is spreading a lot. So you are at a very good phase of your of Indian economy where आपके पास अगर idea है, so there is a ready ecosystem to support you, to grab you, to absorb your ideas, right? So you are at a very good, you're positioned very well chronologically, Why? Because this ecosystem is growing, it is maturing, right? Awareness is spreading. We have got enablers in this ecosystem, startup enablers, ठीक है, which will help you, support you. आपको आइडिया जनरेट करना है, आपको एक प्रॉब्लम, बहुत क्रिटिकल प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट थ्रो करनी है, और फिर आपके पास द होल सिस्टम इज अवेलेबल. यू हैव गॉट कंसल्टेंट्स, business consultants, marketing consultants, financial consultants. You've got a CA who's ready to incorporate your company. You've got advisors, subject matter experts in the ecosystem, which will help you through the business strategy, to sail through the business strategy and critical decisions, right? You've got CAs to handle your finance. You have got, so you are yourself a CA. So you've got n number of service providers in this ecosystem which will support you. So you are positioned very well. You just have to bring an idea and float it across. A unique idea with a moat, right? Again, sorry to throw this word. Moat means an entry barrier, which will, so moat basically means, in the earlier times, it used to mean the canal or the water body or the water channel, which used to separate the castle or the palace of the kingdom from the rest of the kingdom, to prevent the invaders coming and attacking, right? To prevent it from getting attacked. So in today's scenario and startup scenario, it means anything which will prevent your competitors from reaching up to you. Okay, so it gives you so that competitive edge that you have, that uniqueness that you have, entry barrier that you have, which will prevent others from reaching to you or copying your product or service. So yes, I just got distracted from the thing that I was saying. So yes, तो ये जो है, ये entrepreneur के लिए जरूरी है, and this should be there. So you have to have the idea with a moat. And then the world is yours. You have a lot of support in the ecosystem. Okay? Also, this biasness that I hail from a tier 2 city, tier 3 city, तो मैं क्या करूँ यार, मेरे पास opportunity नहीं है, यहाँ पे कोई सुनने वाला नहीं है, fundraising नहीं है, यहाँ पे investors नहीं है, कौन fund करेगा, यहाँ पे exposure नहीं है, यहाँ पे support system नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं है. Trust me, I have a very small experience. I would definitely admit it and agree to it. But जितना मुझे पता है और जितना मैंने ecosystem को समझा है, there has been a change, leaps and bounds. There has been a paradigm shift in the complete ecosystem and in the generic nature or the basic nature of the ecosystem. Now, there is the biasness that कि जो startup capital थे, जैसे Bangalore, Bombay, गुड़गांव, सिर्फ यहीं से अच्छे startup आते हैं, सिर्फ यहीं पे ही support provide करना है, सिर्फ यहीं पे ही support available है, ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. So this bias has gone. This mentality has gone from investors also and from the startup founders also. So now, even if you're there in tier 2, tier 3 city, if you don't hail from a big city, still you can have it. Or I rather, on a contradictory note, today, in today's scenario, investors have shifted their eye or shifted their attention towards tier 2 and tier 3 city startups, because they say यार कि अब tier 1 बहुत सैचुरेट हो गया, एक जैसे आइडिया आ रहे हैं, सब एंटरप्राइज SaaS बना रहे हैं एक जैसा, जिसमें कोई मोट नहीं है, हर अगला बंदा बना सकता है. So that paradigm shift is happening, and it is happening not because of because of some miracle, but it is happening because of real life problems that are coming, and that they are also acknowledging, and because of real life opportunities that are there in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. उनको ये समझ में आ गया है कि भाई founders जो है ना tier 2, tier 3 cities के, they're real, even if they don't they're not they don't know how to present, and if they're not presentable, if they don't have good communication skills, that doesn't matter. At least they have good products with them. So your product matters, your service matters. बाकी सब तुम्हें सिखाया जा सकता है, बाकी सब चीजों के लिए तुम्हें groom करा जा सकता है. You can be groomed for every other thing. So if you have good product, even if you are not very good at English, no problem. Even if you're not good at presentation, no problem. If you're not good at making good pitch decks, no problem. Everything can be done. आप पैसा दो, सब कुछ होता है. पैसा नहीं है, फंडिंग चाहिए, इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर्स प्रेजेंट है. Government fortunately is very supportive of startups, right? It has a lot of schemes. It has Startup India Saved Fund, Niti Aayog, SIDBI hai, NDPI hai, many programs. I would not list everything, but there are many multiple programs that go on. PIRAC hai, DST grants hai, everything. Many things are there to support the startups at early stage. So grants hai, through grants to convertible notes, CCDs होते हैं जो debt form में होते हैं, which is later convertible into been converted into equity. So that are present. Prize monies होते हैं, competitions होते हैं. You just have to be aware. Like I said, it's a smart generation. You have to be aware. You have to have the knowledge कि कहाँ पे जाके present करना है. बोलते ना जुगाड़ू होना पड़ेगा, right? So जुगाड़ू होने की जरूरत है सिर्फ एक entrepreneur को, बाकी सब available है. Ecosystem पूरा available है. You just have to find that wherever you require it. You just have to have the quest of doing it. और जिद होने की जरूरत है कि यार फंडिंग नहीं भी है ना तो भी करूंगा, घर से पैसा नहीं मिल रहा है ना तो भी करूंगा, फैमिली इज नॉट सपोर्टिंग तो भी करूंगा, को फाउंडर नहीं मिल रहा तो भी करना है, कहीं ना कहीं से करना है. I'll be patient and I'll do it. I will not stop struggling for it. So that obsession has to be there. That stubbornness or adamancy has to be there to reach at that point, to reach at that, level of success. बाकी सब है और ऐसा नहीं है कि कहीं है और कहीं नहीं है. अगर आप Tier 3 से भी हो, आप रीच आउट कर सकते हो. आज मैं इंदौर में बैठकर I am talking to funds all across the country. I'm talking to startups all across the country. I'm from Indore, but I hardly have startups from Indore. I hardly have investors from Indore. My investors are from outside. My startups are from outside. मैं यहाँ पे बैठे बैठे ऑनलाइन काम कर रही हूँ. तो today, Internet of Things and network, Internet has made things so available to us. Resources are abundantly available. We just have to explore and know how to use it, how to exploit it. So वही है, obsession होना चाहिए, बाकी everything is taken care of. Also, there is another bias of gender. So now I'm going to bore the male attendees over here, but this is also very important to know that being a female entrepreneur, first of all, there is no distinction between a female or a male entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is an entrepreneur, either male or a female. So I call entrepreneur, right? So even if you're hailing from female section of the society, trust me, there are a lot of schemes. There's a lot of help and support available for female founders, for women founders, women-led startups, women-focused market startups, just to get that equilibrium in the market. Gone are the days when women founders used to go for the funding, and investors used to judge them by basis their gender, basis the sex. So gone are the days. Now, abhi bhi hota hai. I don't say that is not there. It has vanished in its complete sense. I don't say that, but बहुत improvement hai. Trust me, बहुत ज़्यादा hai. We have platforms. I've been jury to the platforms where it is just organized to support and to promote women entrepreneurs. There are funds, dedicated funds and VC houses, family houses, which support women-led startups. So I should say कि अभी तो और privilege मिल रहा है for being a woman founder, and also you have a lot of government schemes which favor women entrepreneurs and women-led startups. If you have a startup with 51% of holding, more than holding, or if they are involved in the management operation, they're full-time involved in the management, or hold a director position, or some certain criteria of some certain minimum, this thing of threshold of equity, then they are privileged with number of things. They have more grant opportunities. They have a number of things. Kuch women focused funds, as I already told you, which are looking and scouting for women led startups. So wo biasness bhi nahi hai. So it is, I don't say that there are no faults. and there are no problems existing in the ecosystem, but it is a very conducive ecosystem to enter right now. It is a very conducive ecosystem. और अगर स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम में नहीं घुसना तो फंडिंग इकोसिस्टम में घुस जाओ यार, वो भी बहुत बहुत बढ़िया इकोसिस्टम है, राइट? if you have this craving ना कि हर दिन एक कुछ नया सीखना है, I want to know something about the other industry, other industries. I want to explore what is going around the world. What are the technological developments happening across cryptocurrency में क्या, crypto world में क्या चल रहा है, हेल्थ टेक में क्या चल रहा है, कौन सा नया ड्रग बना है, कौन सा नया ईवी में क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट है, कौन सी बैटरी नहीं आई, कौन सी बैटरी टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं आई है, anything. So it's just an example that I'm giving you. But if you are curious about what is happening all around the world, trust me, this is the best industry that you can enter into, because everything I'm learning something new. Every day, I'm learning something new. And every day we get exposed to a new industry, which we were not even aware of. And we were not even aware of the technology that, some founder has brought onto the plate. So if you have curiosity in that space, then it's a wonderful opportunity. And so I would like to halt here. And thank you, sir, for the opportunity. I think I've given a very
lots of information, 100%.
Yeah, so thanks a lot. I saw people leaving also, so I hope I've not bored you. And I just wanted to keep it very generic, because if you at all are interested more, I can plunder you with a lot of jargon, technical jargon. बहुत सारा startup ecosystem के बारे में बता सकती हूँ. You can also follow my page on Instagram. I create reels on the ecosystem and the terminologies, and used very widely in this ecosystem to understand what is fundraising, to understand how do you raise funds, because that's my domain. But today I wanted to keep it very generic, so as to make you eligible of making a choice, a better choice, career choice going ahead. So yeah, that was my agenda today. But happy to have any query from anybody. And if you would like to know more about this ecosystem, about any specific query that you have, I'm happy and I'm available always. Yeah.
Someone is asking username of the page that you are mentioning.
Yeah, it's I am Farheen @1995 for Startup Eased Up. You can follow me there. I'll just send the link across. Yeah, I'll send it to Saurabh, but you can take it from Saurabh. Yeah,
for sure. No. If anyone having any other queries, you can ask.
And sorry, I did not make it very interactive. मैंने ज़्यादा interactive नहीं रखा. I should have made it more interactive, because when I deliver lectures physically, I make it more interactive, but it was online today, so I thought I'll keep it as a monologue rather than a dialogue. So.
But it was good session, ma'am.
Okay. Sure. Thanks, Sarthak sir, and thanks, Saurabh, for the opportunity again. I would love to interact with anybody who would want to going forward. And I wish everybody all the best. Whatever you do, you are smart people, smart generation, to make correct choices for yourself. Right.
I think it was a good session, and thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Farheen ma'am. And we'll get in connect, and बहुत सारी चीजें हैं मुझे आपसे और भी सीखनी है, ठीक है? तो अपन बात करेंगे इस बारे में. Obviously फास्ट का फंडिंग है, उसके अलावा और भी चीजें हैं, ठीक है? तो we'll definitely get in touch. And thank you so much everyone. And अपन इस मीटिंग को अब क्लोज करते हैं. कल और भी इस तरह का वेबिनार एक और रहेगा, ठीक है? उसका पोस्टिंग आपको मेल्स पे और व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप जो अपना बना हुआ है उसमें सब में मिल जाएगा आपको. तो आप कल मिलते हैं अपन. थैंक यू सो मच. गुड नाइट एवरीवन.
Good night. Bye-bye. See you.